All right, guys, welcome back. Today we are talking about gate 56, the gate of stimulation.
Ooh.
So my daughter has this. It is
Okay.
a large piece of who she is. And gate 56 is all about stimulating the person who is listening to you. This is the
I was
storyteller.
gonna say, this is a storyteller. It is a storyteller.
Yeah, this is the storyteller. These are people who can like tell a really good story and keep you at the edge of your seat.
Oh, my son has this too.
And it's connected through gate 11, which is the gate of the teacher.
The irony.
Yes. So the 56 energy is really about teaching people something through storytelling, analogies, metaphors. It's like, you know how when you hear the right analogy or metaphor, something and you stimulate, you're like, oh, wow, now I see it. That's what this energy is for.
I grew up Catholic, and in our Catholic church growing up, there was this one particular priest. His name was Father Michael. He was from Ireland, I believe. He could tell stories in such a way where you were so captivated, you had no idea that this was going to end like with some profound lesson. But I remember being a kid, and the way he could tell stories and teach at the same time was like second to nobody. And I would be willing to bet money that he probably had this, the whole gate, the whole channel.
Every time I see gate 56, who I think of is Jesus.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Like, you know, parable after parable after parable, he was keeping people on the edge of the seat as he was teaching, and he was using these stories and these analogies and parables to be able to teach. So this is really about teaching. So in low vibration, what ends up happening is that you're trying to make it sound as if you're giving people like call to action or information or making them do something. This isn't about that, right? This isn't about leading people to anything. It's just about stimulating them and leaving them with the information or the story. And it kind of like ruminates in their own mind. Like the learning happens after they leave, and they're like sitting on this story. So there's nothing that you have to like call them to do, right? And then the low vibration shows up in two different ways.
Okay.
We either have recessive or we have reactive.
Yep.
Recessive is when, repressed or reactive. Repressed is when you're like turning that shadow in on yourself. And so what this looks like is a lack of stimulation. I'm bored. I didn't get what I wanted. Like, this sucks.
It's just a story you're telling yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a lack of stimulation for you. You feel unstimulated, right? And then the reactive about this is that you become overstimulated because you're fixated on bringing in stimulation. You're the one producing the stimulation when you're in high vibe, but in low vibe, you're like seeking out. You're either mad that the stimulation isn't there, or you're trying to seek it out from external things. When I work with clients who have 56 in places where they're in really low vibe, the things that I hear that this manifests as is like food addictions, shopping addictions, obsessive porn. It's like things that are especially eyes. For some reason, this gate is associated with things that we see that stimulate us. So when we see something, this is why buying the thing. We see the thing and we're like, ooh, I gotta have that thing.
Yeah.
And then we buy it for the stimulation, and then we never even open the box.
Oh.
Right? Or like I have to keep looking at the porn, right? It's like it stimulates my eyes, so I'm just gonna keep looking. I mean, the food looks so good. God, I'm full, but God, that food looks so good, and it's just wanting to take that. And so it's really about like you're trying to feed the craving of your eyes instead of you being the one that's showing people what it is through story.
So in one of my sons, the way that this shows up, and he is a toddler, so he tells stories, but he doesn't have full language, right? So he's babbling, he's talking with his hands. He'll grab you by the hand and take you to recount this crazy tale that we don't always even know what it is, right? He's stimulating us with his energy, with his story, whereas like he doesn't know enough yet to be stimulated by anything else. So that's like in a really pure form how it shows up. You're stimulating others by your words.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does that show up in your daughter?
My daughter has been telling stories from the time that she was young. She actually started writing her first novel at 8 years old. She loves fantasy.
So
yes, she loves fantasy. She loves just like getting in her head and stimulating her own self by like telling herself stories. One of the ways that we've actually talked about this more in depth is sometimes my daughter can create stories that don't serve her. right? The
Mm.
56 comes with a fabulous imagination.
Yeah, big imagination.
Huge imagination. These are the storytellers of the world, right? And they're always like embellishing things, right? So, so the way that this shows up is she might come to me, oh my God, mommy. And then my brother did this, and then he did this, and then he did this. And I'm like, did it really happen? And she's like, well, I mean, he hit me like 1,000 times and he ruined all my books. And it's like, okay, chill out.
Yeah.
And then you go up there and you find out that that's not actually what happened. In fact, we like when people with 56 embellish. It's what
We're
makes
here for it.
Yeah, like that's what makes the story good. We kind of all know those people who like, I got the fish and it was this big.
There's always
You
one
know,
in every family.
there's always that one. And so it's like we like that, right? But you can't act as though, you can't pretend as though everything that you're saying is fact when you have 56. You kind of have to be lighthearted with it and just let it be expected that this is going to be blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
And be okay when people in your life that have 56 blow some things out of proportion. Like, just recognize that it's in them to make things a little bit more dramatic, because that's needed to be a good storyteller.
The last thing that I'll say about Gate 56 is that neurologically, we are designed in a way where we take in, when there's a story behind something, our brains actually internalize that thing more than if you just have like a list of data.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's, I think, for me, what's so important to have, why it's so important to have people that are activated in Gate 56 and to be able to tell stories, because it almost like gives us this remembrance of things, or this knowing of things that we can carry forward. Whereas without that, it's just, not only is it just data, it's just so much less fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Gate 56. Okay, love you, mean it. Bye.
This has been another episode of Our Throat series, an entire series that we have dedicated to teaching you guys about the different gates inside of our throat and the energy that exists inside of those gates, so that you guys can become more confident in the way that you use your voice on this planet. If you've enjoyed this episode, we highly suggest that you make your way to our website and check out the
throat workbook that we put together specifically for you to contemplate as you move through the gates in your own throat, the gates of those around you, as you look to better understand your design and how you can interact and relate more to those around you. We love you so much. We're so excited that you're here with us. We can't wait to hear about how you elevate yourself and those around you by learning your human design.
I love the fact that you just like supported me when I couldn't find my voice.
That's what we're here
Isn't
for.
that so fitting for this entire series? We love you guys.
Love you, mean it. Bye.
We hope today's show resonated with you. If you want to be the first to hear about our upcoming shows, make sure you follow the Soul Led Duo podcast on YouTube and wherever you catch your podcasts. Check out darcyandsarah.com for show notes, your free human design chart, and other goodies. And we'll catch you next time. Love you, mean it. Bye.